sojourner. I'm a 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 sojourner. Man, I'm just dressed in black. I'm just trying to find my map. Niggas always talking smack. Make me go and get the strap. It seems like I'm ducking clones. Niggas always in my zone. It feels like I'm not alone. I'm just trying to get these papes, so I'm out here pushing weight. In the game, it's no escape. Get your paper, get your cheese, get your dough, get your moolah, get your bread, get your cheddar, get your chicken, get your money. If you holding on the dollar, then you flip it to 100. Post up with the family, cause you get it how you want it. Sojourner. I'm a 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 sojourner. Okay, coom. Salutations. Peace to the family. 747. 24/7, 361 degrees. Can you hear me? Can you hear me clear? Can you hear me clear? Can you hear me clear? Let me know if y'all can hear me clear. Shout out to Sister Joyce. Peace, Queen. Make sure y'all share the video. I appreciate it. Let me do a couple more shares and some invites before we get this party started. Try to make sure that audio is going right. Everything is flowing pretty decent. I love y'all. 747. Yes, I'm hearing you clearly. Okay, cool. If you in here, state your name, put it in the comment section if you are clear. Excuse me. Yeah, state your name, put it in the comment section if you are relevant. Peace to all the people. Can I get some hearts? Can I get some shares? Can I get some thumbs up? Look out for the cookout. I appreciate it. All right. So, peace to the movement. Peace to everybody that supports the movement for what it's worth. I am Solar Prime Supreme, Lazarus Lamel, 131 of the Messiah Code movement. Peace to everybody coming in. Peace, my queen. I see you in here. All right. Let's move forward. Shout out to everybody coming in. Share the video. 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 All right. So tonight's broadcast will be brought to you by the Messiah Code movement, and the title of this is called The Festivals of Harvest. All right. So this festival of harvest is actually relative to the day and times that we're living in reference to it's a great harvest or a great gathering. Certain people are being harvested, and I want to talk about a various different subject. What type of harvest is being commenced in these days and times? All right. So as you know, we got a unholy day coming up. We got an unholy day coming up, which is Thanksgiving. Now,
Thanksgiving actually means a lot to people because it's a time for people for families to come together, at a designated area and eat good food as well as share good experiences, all right? But I want to talk about something else with Thanksgiving. It actually represents one of the four festivals of harvest. Okay. You got four festivals of harvest. You got one, which is the festivals of customs. Then you got the festivals of feasts. And then you got the festivals of gifts. And then you got the festivals of departure. Okay. Y'all can write this down. If y'all really want to learn something here, peace to everybody that supports the movement. If y'all really want to learn something, I suggest that you write down what I'm gonna discuss. All right. So, like I said, you have four designated festivals that represented this time of year. Okay, but it also has a spiritual application as well. All right, and I want to share a couple thoughts with y'all today. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna go to on my first slide, the Thanksgiving massacre. So a lot of times they talk about how it was peace with the native people of this land, how this was a celebration of peace. In actuality, this was a celebration of conquering a people. All right, this was a celebration of conquering an indigenous group of people that existed on this land. All right. Now, affectionately, we call these people Tawalu. We call them Tawalu or the turtle people. All right, which actually means divine manifestation. But the turtle is one of our many totems. Also, the owl so happens to be our totem as well. Thank you, everyone that's sharing the video. I appreciate all the support. It's definitely love in the building. All right. So let me read this real quick. It says this. It says people have a misconception. Many people have a misconception that Thanksgiving was created by settlers on the shores of North America. This is wrong. This is this festival. This is a festival, excuse me, that has been held throughout the northern hemisphere for generations. Excuse the typo. All right, for generations. For generations. All right. At the end of the harvest season, it was a festival to commemorate its success. This festival's power was a tool for our ancestors to come together one last time before the winter storms and the cold came. Shout out to Sister Dulcina. I see you in here. Peace to the family. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. All right. So this is called the festivals of harvest. All right. And what we're going to reflect on is the festival of feast. Now, remember, you have four distinct festivals that are associated with this time of year. Okay. You had the festivals of customs where different groups of people come together. Remember, write this down. If you just coming in, this is the festivals of harvest. Write this down. Get a piece of paper and a pencil so you can take notes and get this knowledge. All right. Now, you have four festivals that were associated with this time of year. Now, different people through various different spiritualities, various excuse me, different cultures. Guess what? They celebrated these festivals in their own particular way, in their own particular manner. So no one is above the next. A lot of times they might say, people stole a certain thing or grafted a certain, but in actuality it was the spirituality or the spirit of the times. All right, just sharing some thoughts with y'all. It was actually the spirit of the times that represent this mode. Okay, so I have another slide to show y'all. Thank you. um if you notice in this picture right here, um you notice, I'm showing y'all this picture. You notice that the pilgrims are feeding the natives of this land. You look at them, they you look in the background, you see a woman telling a woman how to be in a certain way. You see she got her hand on her hip. This picture this like a picture that I googled about Thanksgiving. But if you notice, excuse me, if you notice, it's a lot going on in this picture, man. It's really a lot going on in this picture. You know what I'm saying? You got the pilgrims feeding feeding the natives. My question is, what are they feeding them? You know what they feeding them. They feeding them poison. All right? They're finding some way to poison the people, to poison and give these people diseases and so forth. Look at this. Oh, over here, like she's introducing her into a righteous way of womanhood. This got to be crazy. All right, where she's introducing the queen of the people or the likeness of a queen of the people into a righteous way. You see that? Like she's explaining something to the native woman. So um this is their representation of saying that they are the civilizers. All right, but we never been civilized. All right, we never been civilized. Okay, I'm gonna say this once again: we never been civilized. Okay, because their way of living is not really civil. To keep it real, their customs and ways of living is not really civil. Okay, we had a righteous way of living, and we did not need any of their precepts or teachings in regards to how to live for ages and also to live with health. Okay, moving forward. So, like I said, when you look at the picture, you see the natives are being fed by these people, and this got to be crazy because I would beg to differ because they didn't come bearing food. The natives are the ones that actually had the food for thought to share with these people. Okay. So let me move forward. So I want to talk about let me throw this in. I'm gonna put something in here from the Master Key Symbolism 131 1. All right. So what is seed? Excuse me. I got y'all. What is a seed? Let me see. I'm gonna put this in here. All right, we're gonna find seed. There it is. I'm gonna put the meaning of seed in the comment section for everyone. All right, and we're gonna gather thoughts on this because this is the time of harvest, the festivals of harvest. At that, so if it's the festivals of harvest, first you had to plant a seed. In order to harvest, you had to plant a seed. So we're going to start with the first aspect of this build, all right, which is what is a seed? When you go to the codex, you find that seed is any ideas stimulated by suggestion, the hope and bridge from one generation to the next. That is the seed. So if this is the time of harvest, what type of seeds are we reaping in these days and times? Okay. So I got something special to take y'all real quick. Okay. And we're gonna read. We're gonna have a little reading, a nice little reading. For all the people that want to come here for a reading, I'm gonna give you a reading. I'm gonna take you to the parable of the sower. All right, so this is Matthew chapter 13. And like I said, we are reflecting on the festivals of harvest. And as we are harvesting a certain seed that was planted in the time of spring. Okay, so in the same day, the Messiah went out of the house and sat by the lake. Such large crowds gathered around him that he got into the boat and sat in it, While all the people stood on the shore, then he told them many things in parables, saying, a farmer went out to sow a seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was so shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they were withered because they had no root. Other seed fell along among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still, other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop 160 and 30 times what was sown. Whosoever has ears, let them hear. All right. So, before I continue to build on this, before I continue to reflect on this, now remember, the focus of what we are talking about in this discussion is the festivals of harvest. Various different festivals and parties that are going on. But what kind of party is really going on? That's the question. All right. So let's go. The disciples came to him and asked, why do you speak to the people in parables? Listen closely, because this is 13:11 right here. This is a 131. He replied, because the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given unto you, but unto them excuse me, it has been given to you, but not unto them. Excuse me. It just said, this is a NIV. I know it said something in the King James version. Excuse me, y'all. Whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whosoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. This is why I speak to them in parables. I need y'all to listen closely here, yo. I need y'all to listen closely. For all the people that support the movement, all the people that know what's going on and understand this message, it applies to your situation. All right. The disciples came to him and asked, why do you speak to the people in parables? Why are you always talking roundabout? Why are you not giving people a straight answer? All right. Because the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not to them. Whosoever has will be given more, and they will have abundance. Whosoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. This is why I speak in parables. Hear me out, y'all. Listen, man. When it all comes down, when it all boils down to what's going on with life, the kingdom of heaven is the abode of the peace that stands within your mind. That's really the kingdom of heaven. All right. But it says the knowledge of the secrets of this kingdom, right, has been given to you, but to them it has not been given. Hear me out. This means that whosoever has, like, you got knowledge, man, you got information, you got tools to move through life. If you have the a certain type of seed, which is the good seed that lands on the fertile ground, which so happens to be your heart. Remember that. The fertile ground is your heart. That's the fertile soil. All right. It says you'll be given more. Of course, you'll learn more things as you go. You'll begin to get have more talents and express yourself in a more creative way. All right? But whosoever has not, hear this out. Listen, when knowledge and wisdom and understanding is shared with you, if you don't get it, what you have or what you think you have will be taken away from you. All right. And you like, I don't even have nothing. They'll still find something to take from you. Understand that. So you got to value certain things that you have, even the little things. So this is very relative to the next slide because it says this. It says, no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. This is a Hebrews 12:11. You know it's love in the building. All right. But no discipline seems pleasant at the time. Of course, we know that. We know a lot of stuff that we go through, it doesn't really seem pleasant at the time. All right. But painful. Later on, however, it produces what? A harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Oh my goodness. Say that ain't jewels for the soul, yo. Say people don't believe in the Bible, but because the narrative is crazy, it's all over the place. But I'm gonna tell you, it's wisdom in that book, man. And that's why you should know it's a part of what is considered to be the codex or an archive of information that is, has been, and will be moving throughout the mainframe for an eternity of what we call time and space. All right. And it's various other books that coincide with your story as well. All right. But let's go to the next slide. Look at this. We're going to do a 31 on here. Check this out. It says, bring the whole tithe. Ooh, hear me out, y'all. This is Gary. Get some fire to some of y'all. Read it. It says, bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be a room enough to store it. Y'all ain't listening to the message. They said bring the whole tithe into the storehouse. A lot of y'all, you know what y'all doing? Y'all like, I'm going to just give 50% today. I'm going to give 50% today. I'm not going to give the whole tithe and bring it into the storehouse of the Lord. I'm going to just give 25% today. You get it? It says bring the whole tithe into the storehouse. It said, test me on this. The universe, and this is a universal principle. It's not really about being religious. It's a universal principle that you got to apply to life itself. But it said this. It says, bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. That there may be food in my house. Food for what? Food for thought. Food for life. It says, test me on this, says the Lord Almighty, and see, I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. You get that? Now, the same thing came to Abraham. Think about it. When Abraham had to save Lot, okay? He was requested to bring a certain amount. Oh, bring 100, bring 1,000 people. Oh man, I can't bring 1,000 people. Okay, bring 100 subscribers. Man, 100 subscribers, man. I can't bring 100 subscribers, man. People are crazy nowadays. God, This is Abraham talking to God. Well, God, yo, give me 10 subscribers. Man, 10 subscribers. These people are wild. I'm trying to tell you, these people are wilding down here. He said, man, give me 1 subscriber. All right. Now, either way about it, he told them to give him 100%. He didn't tell them to give up 50%. A lot of y'all are giving 50% to the things that you truly want. Whatever you want, happiness, love, appreciation for whatever that you do for someone or even in life. All right. You should be giving 100%. And guess what? It will reflect because the universe said, test me on this. Test me on this. And see what? See if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven. It'd be so much blessing that it won't be no room for it. Y'all got to get that. Trust me, that hits home base on a lot of us. On a lot of us. Let me run this. Got y'all. So, whosoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. Whosoever sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. Do you hear that? Whosoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. But whosoever sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. That's what this harvest is about. That's truly what this harvest stuff is about. All right? Peace to all the Messiahs. Let's move forward. All right? So, let's go. We know this guy, Abraham Lincoln. We don't know what he looked like. Some say he was dark skinned. Some say he was white skinned or whatever like that. I pulled the picture up of him looking like this. All right. So hopefully that can resonate with some people or collect. But Abraham Lincoln was the one that far as Nat proclaimed, it says this: in the middle of the American Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln, prompted by a series of editorials written by Sarah Josephine Hale, proclaimed a national Thanksgiving Day to be celebrated on the 26th, which was the final Thursday of November. And this happened 1863. All right, this happened 1863. Okay, he the one that really instituted this Thanksgiving situation. But I'm going to tell you, it goes really deeper than that. It really goes deeper than anything in reference to this far as the Thursday. Why on Thursday? Now, as you know, Thursday is a holy day for us. People ask, well, why is Thursday a holy day? I'm getting ready to explain why it's so important. Now, Thursday connects with Thor or Thorsey, which so happens to be what is considered to be the throne. All right. Now, remember, we took the word Kursi, which was the Arabic word for the throne that Allah sits on, and we replaced that word Kursi and we instituted the word Thorsey. All right, which connects up with Thursday. All right. Now, if you notice, Thursday can be 4 or 5. You might say, why could Thursday be 4 or 5? Because if you start from Sunday, if you actually start from Sunday, then Thursday can be 4. It can be the 4th day. The 4th day. No. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, the 4th day, if you start from Monday. If you start from Sunday, it's the 5th day. All right. So that's why they're interchangeable, and we turn the 4 into the 5 when you connect up with the codex. Shout out to all the robots coming in the video. All the robots coming in the video. All right. Now, it's various different cycles people can tap into. I need y'all to hear me out. All right. People wonder why. They say, why in the Messiah code y'all got 14 months in y'all calendar as opposed to 12 months, and it's 392 days in your calendar as opposed to 365. Well, I'm gonna explain it. What I'm about to explain is that you actually don't have to resonate with the cycle or what is considered to be a solar year. You really don't have to resonate with that solar year as your designated time log. You don't. You can actually resonate with various different cycles in order to complete what is considered to be a year. Now, it's various cultures that you can tap into. Let me show y'all this real quick. Thank you. So you might say, if you're going to tap into this, you're going to need a sun of choice, a various different type of sun. Now you got stellar nebula, an average star, a red giant, a planetary nebula, a white dwarf, a neutron star, a black hole, a supernova, and a red supergiant, and also a massive star. And one of the things I didn't put on here is a black hole. Okay. Now, these are things that we revolve around and create cycles and create cycles from. Okay. These things we revolve around and we also create cycles from. Okay. And one of the many people that tap into one of these stars. See, we tap into what is considered to be an average star. Really, our star is not an average star because our star is a little bit smaller than what is considered to be an average star. But you got some people that are on this planet that tap into what is considered to be a white dwarf star. All right. They tap into a white dwarf star as their center. Okay. And these people are known as the Dogons, the Dogon tribe of Mali. All right. Now, the Dogon tribe, if you notice, they connect up with what is considered to be Anubis, Anubu. All right. The dog, the great dog. Now, what is the dog, or what does the dog represent in spirituality? If you notice, the dog is associated with the dead. The dog is associated with the dead. Now, what type of dead? What type of death? Now, remember, death is associated with dramatic change or some form of change or transmuted form. Okay, that's what death represent. Extreme change. The dog is associated with extreme change. Okay, now remember this as well. They took dog and made it God. Dog and God. And one was led by God the same way that they was led by a dog when they were in what is considered to be a blinded state. When they was walking around on this earth blinded, they were blinded. They was led by the dog who was actually God or the God principle. Okay, you might say, man, this is deep. This is really getting deep, Lamel. Well, when you go into the darkness, which we are about to go into, and this is one of the celebrations why we have the festivals of harvest, because we are about to We're about to go into the darkness of the winter and the cold of the winter and the storms of the winter. Okay. Um, when you read Exodus 20:21, it says this. All right. Excuse me. It says in Exodus 20:21, it says that Moses approached the thick darkness where God was. Now, question. A lot of times people say God is in the light. But when Moses in Exodus 20:21, he actually went and sought God in what was considered to be the thick darkness. The thick darkness. All right. And it says this, like moving forward. You say, man, this is deep. Why would he go into the thick darkness to go seek God? And a lot of times people associate darkness with being ignorant or a darkness with being scary and spooky. All right. But where Moses approached this message, and even if you don't believe it, you say, man, I don't, Moses is a fictitious character. Follow the narrative and apply it to life itself. Okay? Apply it to life itself. It says this. It says, shouldn't there be light where God is? There are many verses in the Bible that speak to God being in a dark cloud. Wow. And there is a good explanation for it. First, God, the Walu, is a spiritual program representing light energy and is brighter than the sun, thus becoming darkness in your spectrum of reality. And you say, explain that to me, Lamel. Explain that to me. Well, God's light, the magnificence of the universe is so bright, it becomes darkness. A lot of times you don't know how to interpret it, so it becomes darkness. It becomes a winter storm of sort. You know what I'm saying? Coldness of sort. It becomes a lot of things that you just don't understand. But what sometimes people need a dramatic shake to make dramatic change happen. Y'all understand that? That's why I said, man, this is real. And some people get it. This is applying to your life, what's going on right now, and why something dramatically or something shifted dramatically in your world in order to bring out something greater in you. Trust me on that. And that's why you go into what is considered to be the thick darkness. You go into the thick darkness to fight this fight. You go into the thick darkness to seek God, to fight this fight. All right? And that's within. That's truly within. Thank you for everybody that supports the movement. I love you. Pay attention. All right? This is real 2020 vision. When you looking within and you going into that darkness and you fighting this fight, this is real 2020 vision. All right? Real 2020 vision. Okay? Now, I'm going to share something else with you. Pressure busts pipes or pressure makes diamonds. Do y'all get that? Pressure busts pipes or pressure makes diamonds. Real simple. You say, well, why would you say that, Lamel, in these days and times? You're going to face a lot of pressure through various different situations, and you're going to have to find your way out by using your mind power. And that's what this Messiah Code stuff is about. If you are around me, I will bring out the best in you, and you will learn how, and you will also do things through the will of your spirit alone. And maybe it might be something dramatic that has to bring it out, but either way, it will come out if you are destined for greatness to become what is considered to be a diamond. All right. Now, under the duress of approximately what? Under the duress of approximately 725,000 pounds per square inch, and at a temperature of what? 2,200 2200 degrees Fahrenheit, a diamond will begin to form. The carbon atoms bond together and form crystals under this high pressure and temperature. You say, wow, it's really getting hot in here. I know a lot of people with a lot of pressure, what's going on in your life. You might say, man, it's really getting hot in here. I was busting sweats, I was stressing, but the pressure either busts you like a pipe or you became a diamond. And guess where that diamond is at? You say, where is this diamond, Lamel? I'm gonna show you where the diamond is. Very simple. Pay attention. The diamond is right here. The dodecahedron, the third key, the third eye key, the third eye, or what is considered to be the key eye, becomes the dodecahedron. And they speak about this. They actually speak about how these forces from on high are coming down to the earth. They speak about this, all right, and these 12 gates. They talk about these 12 gates of the mind. All right? Hear me out. This is relative to the body of what we call the Messiah. All right? Now, that 12 gate is a three-dimensional shape having 12 plane faces in a particular regular solid figure with 12 equal pentagonal faces. My fault. Got you. Here we go. It talks about this in Revelations. If you go, excuse me. If you go into Revelation 7:4, it says this, and I heard the number that was sealed. It was 144, sealed from every tribe, the tribes of Israel. Now you say, well, what Israel are we talking about? Israel actually means to ascend to El. All right. Isra means to ascend, and El is the source. Okay. But moving forward, excuse me, Exodus chapter 28, verse 21, it says this: there shall be 12 stones with their names according to the names of the sons of Israel. They shall be like signets, each engraved with its name for the 12 tribes. Now, these 12 tribes actually represent a mold or a template design of your mind, or a personality trait that various different people gravitate towards. But these gates are located in the dodecahedron, or what is considered to be the third eye. All right. All right. So let me see. I got y'all. 1 second. Yeah, it's getting real serious. Okay, so like I was saying, I was going back to the cycles that people can tap into. That's why we operate from the dot, which is your center. All right. But the cycles you can tap into, you know, it has been various different tribes that tapped into cycles of a dwarf star. Now, I'm going to give y'all what the dwarf star is and why this is important, me talking about this dwarf star. Because whether you know it or not, now this is connected with the Dogon tribe of Mali. And also the Dogon, or the dog star. Remember that. The dog star is Cyrus, which so happens to be a dwarf star. Okay? But hear me out. You actually have a dwarf star that exists inside the center of your heart. You say, for real? Hear me out. Listen. Now, at the center of hemoglobin, the hemoglobin molecule, you have iron. Iron is important. Because where does iron come from? Iron comes from the stars. Iron is born from the stars. It came from the earth, but generally speaking, it's ashes from the stars. Or you can say meteorites that came here to the planet as well. All right? Iron is. But you at your heart center, you have that iron, just like at the heart center of a star is iron. Okay? Now, going back to the dog, going back to the dog measures time. The dog. The dog measures time. Now, if you notice in this papyrus right here, you see a dog weighing the heart with the feather. They have to be balanced in order for you to move forward. Trust me on this. Your heart has to be balanced with the feather. Now, what is the feather? The feather is the pen. That's what the feather is. Now, your heart represents your true intentions. Did they weigh? Did they weigh balance with the pen? Your heart. All right. Now it says this in Genesis chapter 1:4. Now I tell people about cycles again. This is very important. I tell people about cycles. Excuse me if you can't read this. I'll see if I can. It says this, Genesis chapter 1:4. And God said, let there be what? Lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night. And let there be signs, and for seasons, and for the days, and for the years. Hear me out. Hear me out. A lot of people, y'all were given the time or the fluctuate time instead of looking to the stars for your time. People, we were given time essentially by Pope Gregory the 13th, but we were supposed to measure the stars to associate time with our cycles. All right, we were supposed to measure various different lights that are located in a canopy of the sky in order to measure time, years, and cycles itself. All right, so that's very important to know. Okay, but now we are going to in the degree of the mind. We are learning how to obey uh what is casted in our mind, so we can be guided to the greater path. Now, these are what is called, this is the trees. If you notice, anytime you have a dream of trees, just know that they are associated with the great ancestors. They are associated with the great ancestors. If you look in this one picture right here, this black and white picture, does it look like a tree or not? Does this look like a tree? This is actually the dendrite, a dendrite that's located within the brain. You say, wow, I'm so serious. It looks like you would have probably thought it was a tree on the left side, but it's not a tree at all. It's actually a picture of a dendrite that is located in your brain that looks like a tree. Your thoughts resemble a tree. Are you hearing me? Are you listening? Are you listening to what I'm saying right here, right now? Your thoughts resemble a tree. A tree. All right? The family tree that follows the root, that follows the roots. The roots. Now, where are the roots going? The roots are taking you back home. That's where the roots are taking you. back home. All right. So if you notice, the great elder thought, Dot, or known as Dot. We call this great elder Dot. Y'all call this elder Thoth or Tahuti. All right. Or Jehuti. There's various different ways that people call this great elder. Notice the beak of the ibis bird. All right. Notice the moon over top of his head. The moon over top of his head and not the sun. Now we know the word moon is associated with what? The word moon is associated with the word measure. The word moon, measure, and month are synonymous. They're synonymous. And Tahuti or Dot, or known as Dot, or what y'all call thought, is associated with the mind. And as you see, his counterpart, which is Matt, is also associated with the mind. And you got two pillars here. Two pillars. Okay? The person sitting in the middle path representing thoughts. This is the tree. This is all thoughts, or what is associated with the mind, or how you balance the mind. And that's why I took you to this image right here, because your heart has to weigh right with the feather. Your intentions, your true intentions for what you truly want and desire to be, whether it's peace, that, guess what? It has to weigh with the feather. If it don't weigh with the feather, you're going to be punished. And it might be a gnashing of the teeth to the point that you have to go through something in order to get something. Okay? But just follow the trees. Follow the path. Follow the path of the elders, of the great ones. Okay? I got a couple more slides for y'all. Okay? So I'm going to take y'all back to Thursday, and how Thursday is a special day. It's a special day of gathering. You know what I mean? It is a power day. It's a day to tap into what is considered to be the throne. Thursday is actually the day that you tap into the throne. If you don't like, I can take you back to the Messiah. I can take you back to the Messiah. On his alleged betrayal, when they said the Messiah is going to be betrayed, when he got betrayed on a Friday, when was he praying all night long, telling the disciples to watch me pray? When was he doing that? It would be on a Thursday that he was tapping into the throne. Now you might say, man, that Jesus story is a fictitious story, Lamel. Follow the narrative. Follow the narrative. All right? Because it has some meaning in your life and you can apply it. All right? But this is the day that you tap into the throne. And this is the day that the Messiah told all the disciples, I'm going to stay up all night long and service God, or service this divine force. And I want you to watch me. Just watch me and see what I do. Just to see how to do it. He was instructing them by example. By example. But this was the day that he tapped into the throne or the pyramid, because you know you got three up top and four at the bottom, just like a pyramid. Four at the bottom, which is the foundation of the pyramid, and three points at the top. That's your temple. This is your temple right here, your pyramid. All right? Moving forward. Thank you for everybody that supports. Wow, this is really, really get deep. But I told people, I said, man, y'all scared to get on all fours. You know, in order to tap into this divine force or what y'all consider to be God, you know, whether you can physically do it or you cannot physically do it, as a baby, you crawled on all fours. But I tell people you must go back to getting on all fours in order to tap into this divine force. Now, all fours so happens to be north, east, south, and west. That's water, earth, fire, and air. That's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. All right? On all fours. And that's why the universe made sure you'll never be lost if you get on all fours. When was the last time that you do it? Oh, you a god. You too proud now to get on all fours. But like I said, it's time for y'all to get on all fours once again. It's time to get back on all fours once again to tap into this divine force. So you'll never be lost. You'll never be forsaken. You'll never be in a state of disparity because you know that universal force is with you. All right? This is what's considered to be your higher station, yo. And that's what I want y'all to understand. Connecting to your higher self. So you can become the fifth element. Now, the fifth element, I'm not talking about Brucium. If you've noticed, Brucium so happens to be the fifth element. So when I talk about the fifth element, let's get this thing straight. I'm not talking about Brucium. I'm talking about the flesh. When the flesh connects with these four elements, your physical being connects with these four spaces of reality, what happens? You become the true fifth element. All right? Wow, we cooking in here. We really cooking. Thank you for everybody that supports. Excuse me. So, the fifth element is considered to be the Tesseract. This is an example of a Tesseract. Okay? The rotation of this is time. All right? Thanksgiving really represents the magic, or what we call the program of 4 times 4 or 4 square, or what is considered to be the Tesseract. In the middle is time itself, rotating in the same order of the measurements of its physical reality. They're associated with each other. Okay? They're associated with each other. It has a reflective angle. I want y'all to see this Tesseract and note that this is literally an example of how reality rotates throughout your mind. So this is really getting deep. We flip the 4 and we turn it into another 4. Now remember, 4 deals with stability. Because when you talk about 4, you talking about getting on like a seat. If you notice, this 4, which is the codex of the 4, which is the D or the TH, right? It looks like a seat. It looks like a throne somebody sits on. All right? Think about that. You never thought when you plug in on all fours that you actually sitting on your throne or getting on your throne when you go on all fours. All right? The 4 has the 5 points. You see this? Linked with your 5th octave. This is the 4th letter or the D, TH. When you say the, you actually D or TH, you actually say it with this 4th letter, which is a sacred letter of ours, which connects with the time of Thursday. Okay? Let's move forward. The 4th dimension. Excuse me. Let me fix this a little bit. All right, the 4th dimension, right? The 4th dimension takes you to the plane of thought. The plane of thought, the 4th dimension, that's what the 4th dimension represent. See, it goes deeper than stability and all of that, and the throne and whatever. Guess what? The 4th plane represents the mental plane. That's what the 4th plane represents. This is the plane of the mind. Okay? But they call this the heart chakra as well, the 4th. Okay? The letter D is for delta of the Nile. This is the letter D. It switches to TH to represent the throne or the dot. This is where they utilize the word Kursi or Thorsi, Thursday, in the Quran to mean the same thing. Wow. This also represents the plane of thought. This is the plane where lightning strikes your mind. Hear me out. The plane of thought. The 4th dimension. Revelations chapter 4. Oh man, I love this. I definitely love this. Excuse me. It says, behold. It says, after this, I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me, which said, come hither, and I will show you the things which must come after. Now, the funny thing about it is, when y'all see it's also associated with the throne, but it's also associated with the door. When you get on that throne, you actually go through a door, which is the mind of sort. But hear me out. When you at the door, somebody is at the door bumping the horn. Bam, bam, beep, beep, beep. Or what you consider to be blowing the trumpet. The trumpet is the horn. They blowing the horn. They in the vehicle of choice. They in the vehicle to navigate you to where you need to go, which is success. They're blowing the trumpet or beeping the horn, telling you to get in. You at the door in contemplation thinking, whoa, I need to tap into the 4. Like I said, get on all fours so that you may find yourself once again. All right, I got a few more slides for y'all, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I got a few more slides. I love y'all. Thank you for everybody that enjoyed this. That really enjoyed this meeting, this discussion that we having. All right. So, what place I wanted to take y'all real quick. All right, I'll take y'all here. Quran, chapter 2, verse 255. It says this. It says, Allah, there is no number greater or lower except Him, the ever living, the sustainer of all existence. Neither drowsiness overtakes him nor sleep. To him belongs whatsoever is in the heavens and whatsoever is in the earth. Who is it that can intercede with him except by his permission? He knows what is presently before them and what will be after them, and they encompass not a thing of his knowledge except for what he wills. His Corsi or Thorsi Thursday station extends over the heavens and the earth, and their preservation tires it not. And he is the most high, the most great. Dang. You hear that? This is like, and I showed y'all, this is the word Corsi, the word Corsi right there. All right? Corsi. It's really Thorsi. 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 Or Thorthi. Thorthi. That's what it is. Thorthi. And that's deep, which is the sacred day that connects up with that power word. Okay? Which is connected, which is one of our tribal names. Thorthi or Dorthi. It's actually a tribal name of ours. All right? Which is Thawalu. If you know, our tribe is Thawalu. We are the turtle people. TH or D is a sacred letter to us. Like my name begins with a D. My first name begins with a D, which is a sacred letter to us. All right? Which so happens to be the fourth letter, which also connects with, again, Thursday. All right? So I'm going to leave y'all with that. Thank you for everybody that supports. I really appreciate it. You should be on an email list. If you are not on an email list, make sure that you get on the email list. It's going across the screen. Make sure that you check us out. Link up with the movement. It's definitely going to be great, y'all. All right. So it should, I'm gonna start putting that in the link, in the description of the video, insofar as the Cash App or the in reference to the PayPal. All right. For everybody that wants to sponsor the channel. But to sponsor the channel, it would be Thawalu 131. All right. If you are interested, that's the Cash App. Thank you. And I will send out, make sure that you get on the email list. Make sure that you get on the email list. I don't want to say nothing else about it. I don't want to have no fights with y'all. I really don't. I really don't want to go through it with y'all. Just make sure that you get on the email list, please. So we can talk about a couple of things and we can build. And I can send you a lot of material that you need in order to get your studies on. All right. But definitely get on the email list. I really appreciate everybody. This was a great video. It was a great video. I really loved it. Hopefully it went well. It went well. On your end, you got to enjoy the information as well. All right. Now, this is part one of what is considered to be the Thanksgiving massacre. Hopefully you should know I'm killing it right now. I'm really killing it. But I will be back for y'all. All right? I'll definitely be back for y'all. Until then, just know I love y'all. Kum. Salutations to the Messiahs.
You are the God of your creation. You are the center of your universe. So you got a residual self-image on how you create or what you want for your garments. You don't got on your royal garments right now. None of us. Now we need to be amongst a court of royal people too. We need to be amongst a court of great people.
You know how in a temple, every temple is given a Qibla of some sort, a direction to pray. All right, if y'all just coming in, I'm talking about how we either in the Matrix or either in the book. If you just tuning in, all right, and I'm explaining that. All right, but check this out: a rectangular prism actually is has the same principle as a square, as a cube to find the volume. All right, so. Now, I want you to liken that into the dimensions that we living in. Person, places, and things. Past, present, and future. Man, woman, and child.
The Messiah, Messiah.